I am a mom of three. I'm happily married to my husband, Brendan, who is responsible for my love of home brewing. We kind of started out as brewery junkies and kind of made our way from brewery to brewery, comparing and contrasting what we liked, what we didn't like. And it kind of turned into a hobby, which led to a passion. We decided, this beer's really good. Let's learn to do this ourselves. And we saw this program come up, and we thought it would be the perfect investment to kind of stepping stones into a nice little future for our family.
My process actually begins with sobriety, which is funny. I got a little into craft beverage stuff around the time I probably turned 21, 22. So I kind of moved over from the college side of beer and all that stuff to being interested in other stuff, kind of like IPAs and, oh look, there's a sour category and stuff like that. So generally that's where I stayed fixed when I was drinking leaded. But then a year and a half ago, I decided to become sober because I felt like it was becoming too much of a part of my end of days. So I fell in love with non-alcoholic beer as a replacement to that, to try and catalyze and make things easier on myself.
So my background is in law. I'm an attorney. I also am the co-founder of the Civic Action Project, which gives college students scholarships to learn in different government offices in Massachusetts. So I really believe in learning hands-on and learning by doing, and so this just seemed like the perfect way to learn more about something I love. I was doom scrolling one night, as one does, in the pandemic, and came across Sacred Heart and the brewing program and the African American Brewing Scholarship opportunity, and thought, why not try? So I submitted my information. I went to an info session and applied, and was one of the lucky ones to get picked and selected, and here I am.
Originally, I was a medic in the Army. I ended up getting hurt, got out for a little while, and then went to school for a medical assistant. I was a medical assistant for 3 years, rough about, and redeployed for both waves of COVID. For first wave, I was testing. Second wave, I was in the ICU and PCU. After I got done with my stint in the ICU and PCU, I then ended up going back to which was just a office job. And I was kind of like, I kind of want to do something else now.
I'm originally from New York City, from inside of New York City. So I was born and raised in Staten Island, New York, and got married, moved to Queens, New York. Have a family over there now. So became a fireman about 20 years ago. Went to work for the fire department, and ended up my career just now, ending my career as a fire marshal for the past 4 years. And what led me to the program was I've been looking for some sort of beer brewing school or something like that within the area of New York City, and there's really not that much. So Sacred Heart University happened to be, believe it or not, the closest to New York City that offered any sort of real decent-sized program.
I came in here thinking that I was going to be one of the least experienced people. For some reason, I just thought everyone was, I was going to be at the bottom of the list here. But it's nice to know that coming in here, it's such a great support system. Everyone's pretty much on the same level with experience, so it helped make the process a little more comfortable and easier to get into the flow of really learning the science of the brewing, which is amazing, blows my mind still to this day.
I feel like, Sacred Heart is kind of in my family. My mother-in-law used to work there. She worked inside of the Franciscan home, or like where the pastors or the priests live. It's right around the corner from their house in Fairfield, and so we would always kind of go over there or see it. And I think the name has been in my head for a little while, and so when it popped up, I thought, it's familiar, I'm aware of it, it's close to my folks' house, so if I ever need to come over there and spend the night after a late night in the brewery, which I have, it makes the most sense, and it's a damn good program.
Definitely talking with the professors, being able to pick the minds of those in the industry and those, as you could certainly say, successful. being able to talk with them about what they think about certain things. Like I'm slowly getting introduced to different lingo, different like barriers that they end up facing. One other thing I can certainly say that's been interesting is the challenge that that I have faced at the very least, because I'm very used to being shown and then doing it. This was go.
When I saw what the curriculum was and how long it had taken, I know it's a certificate course, but it's over the course of about 3 semesters, and which says to me it goes in depth. And so far, I'm not disappointed. It's started off very nicely, getting us kind of at a basic level introduced to brewing in a smaller system, and slowly but surely we'll step up what we're doing, which is great.
I came in here wanting to just learn how to brew really great beer. I've done a couple recipes where one's awesome and then the next time it tastes like butter or popcorn, or you're like, where did I go wrong? I want to learn where I went wrong, and the science behind it is wild. It amazes me to this day how much I didn't know and how much there still is to learn. So it's been that has been short-term goal, is to kind of just master that. But long-term, like I said, always has been to own and operate a brewery. Whether it's in the next 10 years, 20 years, who knows, but we have time on our side and we'd like to take our time and really, truly invest like heart and soul into it. So we're really looking forward to it.
In the end-all goal, if I had a pipe dream, it would be opening my own, probably meadery would be mostly. I would want to do both beer and mead, but that's not necessarily a pipe dream per se, but right now, we'll see.
The dream, the ambition is to own a brewery. That's it. I'd like, if I'm going to retire, maybe I'll make it. Maybe my dreams will be small. A small brewery, maybe I get the kids to work in it and stuff like that. That would be great. That would be fantastic. So brew during the week, sell during the weekend. Meet people.
I think right now I'm really just focused on learning as much as I can. The program is about a year, so I'd be coming out, next year with the certification and concentration, and probably looking to do more. But also, seeing if there is that overlap. Can I go deeper in craft brewing law? Can I use my background in nonprofit management or business to help somebody else start a brewery and have this background and understanding that like another lawyer wouldn't, right? Like, is another lawyer gonna know where a butterfly clamp fits? And so I'm hoping that things kind of pair together and I don't necessarily have to give up one love for the other. I hope that I get, to move both of my loves into the same apartment. I don't know.